Greetings, YouTubers, and welcome back to the fourth installation in this little series of multi-packs. This will be the fourth and final video for all these collections here on DVD. So in this pile, I have franchise multi-packs. These are multi-packs that have more than one of a particular movie from a franchise in it. And this pack, or this stack, has like 15 or 20 movies per disc. And I have a couple of box sets. So this will be the finale here. So get yourselves relaxed, get a beverage and a snack, and let's check out these movies. Good dogs. Good dogs. So we're coming out of the blocks hot and heavy on this one. This is an Echo Bridge release. It's a 9-movie collection. And you get a few of the Children of the Corn movies. So you get Part 2, The Final Sacrifice. Part 3, Urban Harvest. Part 4, The Gathering. Part 5, Fields of Terror. Part 6, Isaac's Return. I think that's Part 7, Revelation. And then we have a couple of the Halloween movies. So we have Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. Halloween H2O, 20 years later, and Halloween Resurrection. And this was put out by Echo Bridge in 2012. So that's a pretty nice little combo pack there. The next one was a Kmart purchase that I paid $7.50 for, and you get some of the Hellraiser movies and some of the Prophecy movies. 11 movies total. So you get Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth, Hellraiser 4, Bloodline, Hellraiser 5, I don't remember what that one was called, Inferno, right there. And we got some, oh, here's another one too. Hellraiser Hellseeker, Hellraiser Deader, is that what that says? Hellraiser Hellworld. And then we have the Prophecy movies. That's the first one, starring Christopher Walken. I'm not sure if he was in all of them or not. I don't think I've ever seen any of the Prophecy movies. But here's Part 2, Part 3, The Ascent, and Part 4, Uprising, and Part 5, Forsaken. I think that's Part 5. So this was another Echo Bridge release from 2012. Pretty nice pack. I wouldn't say I'm the biggest Hellraiser fan. Actually, I think I only really like the first one, to be honest. And as far as Prophecy goes, I've never seen them, but it's nice to know that I have a chunk of them here on one set if I do decide to check them out. And I have a couple of the Puppet Master collections. This one is a 9-movie pack that I got at Walmart for $5. I thought that was a pretty good deal to get 9 movies for $5. This was put out by Echo Bridge in 2012 again, and you get, I believe it is just the first 9 Puppet Masters, so you get the original, and 2, 3 is Toulon's Revenge. And then you get 4, 5, 6, Curse of the Puppet Master. 7, Retro Puppet Master. 8, The Legacy. And 9, Access of Evil. I think I've seen the first 3, and they're not that great. Next is another Hellraiser set. You get 6 movies here, the same 6 movies we saw in the other set, but this one is just strictly the Hellraiser collection. I got it at a Kmart for $7.50. And you just, you get the first, or you get part 3 through 8, I guess. So you get Hell on Earth, Bloodline, Inferno, and Hellseeker, Deader, and Hellworld. Echo Bridge from 2011. Like I said, I used to grab these every chance I had. For $7.50 to get 6 movies, I always thought that was a good deal. And at Kmart, they had a lot of dump bins or just kind of end caps where they would put kind of the cheapies. And then at the end of Kmart's existence, before they shut down, they barely had any movies at all. And the movies they did have were these kind of like these cheap sets. They didn't really put a lot of money into their stock or inventory. So I was grabbing these when I could. Here's another Puppet Master set. This time they mixed it with Killjoy. All of these are full moon movies. This one was a Best Buy purchase for $7.99. And you get the first, let's see, what is it? I guess 9 from the first one all the way through to Access of Evil again, just like we saw in the other sets. And then they throw in 3 of the Killjoy movies, 1, 2, and 3. This is Echo Bridge from 2012. Next one is another Children of the Corn set, but this one is just dedicated to the Children of the Corn franchise. The Miramax Classics 6-film set, put out by Echo Bridge again in 2011. And you get part 2, The Final Sacrifice, Urban Harvest, The Gathering, Fields of Terror, Isaac's Return, Revelation. This one was a pretty cool multi-pack, and it's a good way to get the Wes Craven Dracula movies together in one set. So you get Dracula 2000, Dracula 2, Ascension, Dracula 3, Legacy, and then they throw in They, which was also a Wes Craven movie. So you get a nice little Wes Craven pack here. They're calling it the Miramax Wes Craven series. This one came out in 2011 by Echo Bridge, and there are the synopsis of the movies. The next one is a different Hellraiser 4-pack. This time you get 3, 4, 5, and 6. This was a Kmart purchase for $9.99. I guess they didn't really know how to price their stuff because some of the bigger packs were cheaper, but this one came out in 2011. I think the prices started going down after 2011. So you notice going into 2012 and more recent than that, the prices went down a little bit. Next one is called Multi-Feature, and you get 3 of the Prophecy movies. So you can see that they're trying to push these quite a bit. Another Echo Bridge release from 2011, and you get the first 3 Prophecy movies. The next one is a nice little multi-pack. You get the From Dusk Till Dawn movies. They're calling it the From Dusk Till Dawn series. And you get the original, Robert Rodriguez, From Dusk Till Dawn, and then you get the sequel. Part 2 is Texas Blood Money. Part 3 was The Hangman's Daughter. And then this was a documentary, I think, right? Full Tilt Bookie. Was this a movie or was this a documentary? I've never seen it. Go behind the scenes of the Robert Rodriguez cult classic From Dusk Till Dawn with this brilliant documentary. See just what it takes to make a big budget movie, as well as what it's like to be on set with such stars as Quentin Tarantino, George Clooney, and Juliette Lewis. 100-minute documentary, that's pretty cool. I've only ever seen the first From Dusk Till Dawn. It was okay. I am a big fan of Quentin Tarantino, though. The next one is a 4-movie pack, calling it Hollywood Hits, but you get Hostel and Hostel Part 2. I thought these were pretty good. And then you get the Tattooist and the Hunt for the BTK Killer, which was Bind, Torture, Kill. And that was one sick bastard, that guy, based on a true story. Dennis Rader, he was a real piece of work, that guy. They ended up catching him by getting into his church computer and finding things that, I don't know how they did it, but they were finding things in his emails and stuff. So the guy was using a computer at his church, and he was a church-going man, and he was doing all these horrific things. This was put out by Mill Creek from 2012. Let's read what it says about the BTK. Robert Forster, he was a good actor. The last thing that I remember seeing Robert Forster in, which I really liked, was that Tim Allen sitcom, Last Man Standing. If you've never seen that, check it out. That's a hilarious show. But Robert Forster played Tim Allen's father in that show, and he died during the running while that show was still on. And he was great, though. He was really good in the show. Based on the extraordinary true story of the manhunt, capture, and conviction of the infamous serial killer that eluded and taunted authorities with clues, puzzles, and obscene letters for nearly 30 years. The movie came out in 2005. And then we have some Dimension Extreme. I'm sure you guys remember when they used to release these Dimension Extreme movies, and they were always unrated, and they were always kind of violent, gory movies. These are the Feast movies. You get part 1, 2, Sloppy Seconds, and 3, the Happy Finish. Kind of monster, creature feature movies. These are pretty gory, pretty bloody. They're pretty fun. And this was put out by Dimension, like I just mentioned, and looks like it was put out in 2011. It's pretty heavy. I think there's 3 discs in here. Does it say on the back? I would not doubt it if there was 3 discs, or maybe 2 and one's a flipper disc. Sometimes they would do that, but it does feel like it's pretty heavy though. Now we will get into some of the bigger packs, and this one's a 15 film horror cult classic, and then we're kind of back again into these public domain type movies. You got Night of the Living Dead, 1968, Little Shop of Horrors, that's the original, and then you got the Devil Bat, House on Haunted Hill, Last Man Standing, Maniac. A lot of these were on other multi-packs too, so we'll take a look at the back because there's a few stickers that were kind of getting in the way here. Night of the Living Dead, Little Shop of Horrors, The Devil Bat, House on Haunted Hill, Lady Frankenstein, Piranha, White Zombie, The Bat, The Terror, The Satanic Rites of Dracula, Silent Night, Bloody Night. That's a really good one. That's a kind of a rare movie. I don't think this ever had a Blu-ray release, at least not that I remember. And the DVD releases for that movie have always been kind of poor quality. But if you can see Silent Night, Bloody Night, check it out. It's pretty good. Carnival of Souls, Maniac, and that's not the Joe Spinell. That's the 51-minute black and white. I think it was from the 50s. Dead Man Walk and The Last Man on Earth. Next one is a 20 film pack. Calling it a 20 film horror set, volume 1, which I purchased at a Kmart for $7.50. You can see some of the titles here. We'll flip it on the back and read them all. Past the Door of Darkness, Live Animals, Bloody Mary, Cruel World, The Haunting of Marston Manor, Bachelor Party in the Bungalow of the Damned, Fist of the Vampire, The Ginger Dead Man 3, Saturday Night Cleaver, Darkness, Cursed, Night Shadow, Mortuary, Inside, Howling 4, The Original Nightmare, Paranormal Entity, Ghost Stories Following the Dead, Ghost Stories Walking with the Dead, Ghost Stories Conversations with the Dead, Ghost Stories Unmasking the Dead, and The Nurse. Over 27 hours of entertainment here. 20 film horror set. I hope I didn't grab a pile that we went through already. I don't know if we did this pile or not, but if we did, I apologize. They're all kind of running together on me now. This one was called Bloodsuckers. It's a 12 movie collection that I got at Kmart for $5. They'll win your heart, they'll devour your soul. You get Bloodbound, Blood-Sucking Babes from Burbank, Hollywood Vampire, Immortal Lifeblood, Mrs. Amworth, A Vampire's Tale, Vampire Hunter, This Darkness, Strange Things Happen at Sundown, Shower of Blood, and Night. This was put out by Mill Creek in 2011. Kind of a generic cover. I doubt that that's a scene from a movie. The next one is a 15 film horror cult classics collection, and again you'll see a lot of the same. Matter of fact, this is the exact same. Let me see. We may have just shown this one. Let me see if this is the same one. Sure is. It's the exact same one. It's kind of hard not to get doubles when you're tracking these down, especially if you buy a lot like I do, because it's so hard to remember which ones you have already. But so there's 2 of them there. This one may be a double too. I think I remember seeing this one. It's a 12 movie collection, American Horror Stories. You get Nightmare Castle, Point of Terror, Horror Express. This is a great set. Don't Answer the Phone, Bloody Pit of Horror, A Bucket of Blood, The Little Shop of Horrors, House on Haunted Hill, Silent Night, Bloody Night again. If you guys take anything away from this video, of any recommendations that I give you, check out Silent Night, Bloody Night if you've never seen it before. It's pretty good. I think you'll like it. Driller, Killer, and Don't Look in the Basement, which is another good one. It's a insane asylum type movie, and it's almost too real. This was put out by Mill Creek. I wouldn't be surprised if they used actual patients in Don't Look in the Basement, because that seemed really real. This set was released in 2013. Over 16 hours of horror. Really, really good movies in this set, though. If you can pick this one up, grab it. Here is a 20 horror films set. Clown, Fear Chamber, Curse of the Wolf, Netherworld, Keepsake, Dracula 3, Legacy, Vampire Journals, In the Dead of Winter, Venom, Doll Graveyard, Beneath Loch Ness, let's say Cherry Falls. We'll have to read on the back. Some of these are obstructed. Wages of Sin, The Legend of Sorrow Creek, Descendant, Dollman, Feeding Grounds, Halloween Resurrection. Shaded Places was one that we didn't get to see. Venom, Dollman, Curse of the Wolf, Hell's Highway, Dangerous Worry Dolls, never heard of it. Next one is called 10 Movie Horror Cult Classics. And you get some oldies mixed with some more modern stuff. You get the Ape Man, Beowulf, Creature from the Haunted Sea. That's a cool cover. Seed People. Werewolf in a Girls' Dormitory, Attack of the Giant Leeches, The She-Beast, The Killer Shrews, The Ape, and The Wasp Woman. Put out by Echo Bridge in 2013. Beowulf was pretty good. In a medieval land, a half-man, half-god called Beowulf, played by Christopher Lambert, fights his way through a besieging army and into a mysterious castle to face the ultimate evil. Next one is called 20 Horror Films. You get the Prophecy 2, Wes Craven's Dracula 3 Legacy, The House That Would Not Die, Seed People, The Greenskeeper, Grimm, Evil Bong 3, Deadly Instincts, Evidence of a Haunting, 7 Nights of Darkness, Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, Children of the Corn, 666, Isaac's Return, The Dark, Lurking Fear, Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth, Sideshow, which is kind of a poor man's freak show, The Dead of Night, The Haunting of Fox Hollow Farm, Shackled, and Head of the Family. And I have a little box set here of the Raw Feed movies that came out years ago, in the early 2000s, I think. They each come in their own little slim pack, little slim case here. These Raw Feed movies were called Rest Stop, which is really good. I enjoy Rest Stop. And you also get Sublime and Believers. Three contemporary shockers from Raw Feed's filmmaking team. I really enjoyed Rest Stop, though. I thought it was pretty suspenseful. And the last box set is a Blumhouse 8-movie collection on DVD. Comes in a fat pack with a little slip box here. You get the Blumhouse movies, which are Get Out, Split, The Purge Anarchy, The Purge Election Year, Unfriended, Ouija, Origin of Evil, and The Visit. I'm not a big fan of Get Out. I don't think it's a very good movie. I think it's one of the most overrated movies I've ever heard of in my life. I don't like it. I'm sure a lot of you do, because I've heard people talk good things about it, but I thought it was pretty terrible. I'm not a big fan of Jordan Peele. I just don't really care for his movies that much. But here's the fat pack. And they come on swing trays. So they each have their own disc, which is pretty nice. I do like the Purge movies a lot, though. I think those are really, really fun. It's kind of a good idea. It's very typical of like the movies that come out that have kind of a new flavor, something that's very new. It's a brand new idea, and then they beat it to death. They did it with Saw and a lot of movies. I still enjoy the Saw movies, but when it first came out, it was something new and fresh, and it was really cool. And then they just kept making them and making them and making them. And they're doing that with The Purge now. So I still enjoy them, but, you know, they did it with Final Destination too, and a couple others. But I'm not complaining, just making a I don't know, I'm getting kind of tired. Observation, I guess. But anyway, so this is going to conclude the four video. See, I'm getting tongue-tied here. I'm just gonna end this. It concludes the 4 series, and I think I may upload a update video tomorrow, but I'm not quite sure yet. We'll see how it goes. I have a lot of stuff I have to do around the house tomorrow, and it was a pretty long week at work, and I think after tomorrow I'm gonna be putting in some work here at the house. I'm probably gonna be pretty exhausted, so I may not record a video tomorrow. Just take a day off. But it will be soon if it's not tomorrow. So thank you for watching. I hope I gave you some ideas. I hope you enjoyed kind of going through some of these multi-packs. If you have any suggestions, leave those below. Take care. Thank you again for watching, and have a great weekend.
People look at you today, 20 years later, and they still have no idea what you're about. Tell me in a sentence who you are.
Nobody. I'm nobody. I'm a tramp, a bum, a hobo. I'm a boxcar and a jug of wine. And a straight racer if you get too close to me.